jungle.
Hey guys, today we are working on 3 mega mistakes that you'll do in your cross, or they're very, very common for a beginner. So obviously, these are just going to be very simple ones to fix for the most part. Take a little bit of effort in class and you're going to be able to do them no problem. Now, the first one that we're going to work on is we want to keep that rotation with our punches. We want to get some power in our punches. But a really, really common one, and it's a super simple fix, is when I see this all the time, when people do this cross, they turn their head. Okay? That turning their head. And it does kind of help with that rotation of their upper body, which is really good, but obviously I don't want to be looking to what's beside me. I want to look at what's in front of me, whether it's the pads, the bag, shadow boxing, what's in front of me, or sparring the person that's in front of me. I don't want to be looking to the side. So that's a pretty easy fix, but it's an easy one to forget about because you really want to get that reach and you end up turning your head to the side. On top of that, you kind of lose a little bit of your vision, you lose your balance in a little bit, so it kind of affects where you're going after it. So we definitely don't want to be turning your head to the side, okay? So easy one to work on, but a very, very common one and a huge mistake. We don't want to make that mistake by turning away to the side. And that goes for all the punches. Don't want to be looking off to the side. Okay, now next is skating. Now skating is about our footwork. So when a lot of people are doing that cross, I see that foot flail up behind. And I'm going to get you a little close-up of my feet here. Okay, so now if you see my feet in my stance, what we want is we want to get this rotation with my feet. It's kind of like I have a bug. I'm going to squish that bug into the ground. I want to stomp it. But what ends up happening is we get a lot of people do this skating motion. So as they're trying to reach with their punch, they're actually lifting their foot off the ground and they're going to fall away. Okay, so we want to make sure we get this rotation, not this skating motion. Now, it's a little hard, and really what it's an issue with is range. I'm too far away, so I'm trying to reach and overextend. So what ends up happening is I lean forward too much, I lose contact with the ground, and that foot comes up. So we definitely don't want to do that. We want to try and get our range a little bit better, and we'll have tricks and tips on that later. We want to drop our weight, and put weight on our feet, so now we're ready to balance, ready to explode forward when we need to. So worry about or focus on bringing your knees inwards a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to turn my knee inwards so it's underneath my hip, straight underneath my hip. My heel will rotate out slightly, and I'm on the ball of my foot, not my toe. Too much weight. I want all of my weight centered right underneath me, not on my front foot. Okay, so then you see that with my footwork. Now it's really, really important. I don't want to be lifting that foot off the floor, right? So keep that in mind when you're doing that punch. A lot of us, again, we want to get that extra reach, so we end up kicking that foot off the floor. Okay, now our last one. Really, really important, retraction and the other hand, that guard. So it's kind of 2 in 1 here. When you do that cross, really, really common, you see this. People drop this hand down, and then they kind of sort of bring it up. Now it never gets back to where it should be, whether in your Thai stance or more European style stance. When you punch, a lot of people drag that hand down and then try to scoop it back up. But it only makes it up to about their chest, right? The other thing is this hand always drops. Really, really common. People, this kind of thing, especially when you get tired. Hands start dropping and they just don't want to stay above the shoulders. So a couple key things to work on here. Whenever you do a punch, always touch the crown of your head with your other hand. Okay? This is really important. Right? It doesn't matter what punch it is, that hand should be glued to your head. And just make it a habit of just touch your head. Touch your head every time you punch. Touch your head every time you punch. And it's going to be there for you. So that's a really, really big one. The other one, and that's that important, is that retraction. We don't want to drop it down because not only is it slower and it's not going to get back to where it should be, that whole time it's dropping down, my face isn't protected on this side. So we want to work on trying to pull my elbow back to my ribs. Pull my elbow back and to get that hand up nice and high, either on the temple again or on the cheekbone, so it's all loaded up for another punch. It's when we do this, we drop, and then we try to lift our hand up. That's the problem that we get. You want to go punch, and then bring the elbow back to the ribs. Punch, elbow back to the ribs. Okay, so you got 3 mega mistakes. They're relatively easy to fix. As long as you focus on trying to get them better, you're going to get them better. So good luck. Have fun in class then.